that's really how service became such an important part of my world, because it's an equal exchange. I've never understood this idea of selfless service. It hasn't been my experience, because there will never be enough time or energy or money that I could possibly give to a cause, crisis, or individual that can possibly outweigh the amount of gifts that I have been given, being allowed the privilege to stand in the process of someone else's experience and witness them on their journey. That is what I really wanted to share with the yoga community, that everything that we learn on the mats, it's about going out into the world and really watching, does your yoga work in trauma? Does it work in conflict? Who are you really? And are you using your yoga as a way to mask, or using it as a way to explore?
And now you have women that are working with you to take this out as well, right?
Off the Mat evolved through partnership with myself, Suzanne Sterling, and Hala Corey. Mm-hmm. We decided, what happened was I was going around the country and I was teaching spiritual activism workshops, really helping people to, through yoga and meditation and prayer, help them to release the tension necessary so that they can start to look at what brought them onto the mat and how maybe that's the place in which they'll be most called to serve. So that their wound is not their problem, but it's actually their grace, that it's their wisdom. And I would get on a plane on a Sunday and I would feel as if I got all these people inspired and excited, and there's no follow through. Like for 3 days, they would be excited about changing the world, but then of course they would lose their momentum. And I felt like I was actually doing a disservice. And so from that, Off the Mat Into the World was born as a way that we could really capture this energy, do longer workshops, help people to discover their purpose, and then give them the organizational skills so that they can take that purpose out into their local community and serve in what way calls them. It could be environmental, it could be health issue, animal rights, right? And give people an opportunity to find not only their passion, but to really become leaders in their own community. We also wanted to put our money where our mouth was, and it's very easy to tell other people, here, go and change the world. But we wanted to model what that could look like, because there's a lot of challenges in going out there and trying to delegate responsibility, capture the energy of your community, raise money. There's a yoga to it. And so we wanted to show what that looks like. And from there, we created the Save a Challenge. Yeah. And we've raised $1.3 million in the last couple of years as a result.
That's great. And you're doing work globally as well, correct?
Globally and nationally.
Yeah.
The Save a Challenge is, we challenge anyone in the yoga community to raise $20,000 through outreach, meaning they cannot pay me for this trip. They have to earn it in their local community. And if they can, we bring them with us each year to a different developing country. And they get to actually see where their money is being spent. So the first year we focused on Cambodia. We focus on cultures that have dealt with genocide, HIV, AIDS, civil wars, real trauma, natural disasters. And we put it out to the yoga community. We got about 150 people or so to try to raise the money. 20 succeeded, but all 150 raised $500 here, $5,000 there. And our first year we raised $544,000. And we brought a group with us, and their lives are changed. They got to go into the most unbelievable environments and work in ways that they would never be able to prior to this experience, and meet with, certainly not be a tourist, but to actually really work with the people and understand what's happening within this culture and practice yoga, to not look at the story, but to really see the soul and to understand what happens in the face of trauma. And if you don't have skills like meditation, like prayer, like a good therapist, you're going to drink, you're going to do drugs, you're going to beat your wife, you're going to prostitute your children out. It's a reaction to trauma. And so it's very easy to get caught up in judgment, but it's important to go to these cultures, meet these people, and understand the root of the abuse that's being perpetuated. Until you deal with the initial trauma, it'll continue.